So we've just gone through the setup procedures to get ready to design our own new light plan. We now have a new set. We now have a diagram of what exists. We now need to figure out what we're going to do with this, okay? And so we have to start thinking about what lights will be our keys, what lights will be our backs, what lights will be our fills, what will be our backlights, right? That's our 4-point light system. So the key light does what? We're going to start with our keys. What does the key light do? So what it's doing is it's revealing form and function. It's revealing shape. It's revealing object. It's revealing potential. When you put your key up, you'll get some cast shadows and things like that. You'll have a key that's being hit. What you want to do is with your key, it'll come from either, if I'm sitting here, it's kind of like cross-shooting the cameras. What did I do with my marker? It's like cross-shooting the camera. You can put your key on either the left or the right side. It doesn't matter. But if I have my key for this person here, then the fill is going to come from a scoop or maybe something over here. It's going to fill in. So you have a key coming from one direction and a fill coming from another because the key is going to have cast shadows that will come off the other side. The fill will come in and fill in those shadows and try to do what's called reduce fall off. The fall off from that shadow will be taken over by that key. We'll be doing some of that later today, but we're just going to talk about the concept first before we go do it. So you're going to first have a key, go through and find your key for your first talent, and then you're going to go through and find a fill for that person. Okay, so you're going to get a key for talent 1 and a fill for talent 1 and see what that looks like. Then you're going to move on to person 2, talent 2, again find their key and go through the same process. This is their key, this is their fill. Now what's going to happen is the key is going to end up being a fill for another person. Like they're going to bleed over and help to balance each other out, especially when you have the bank of fluorescents. That kind of gives you that overall flat light. It helps this process of flat lighting a new set. So you want to go through and really look at the keys and the fills of your talents. All right. After you do that, we next move on after key and fill to backlight. What does the backlight do?
It separates the talent that's in the foreground from the background.
Yes. Its main function is to celebrate subject from the background. It also adds kind of like a sparkle around the back of the head and the shoulders. Hair lights can be part of that as well, but it gives the kind of that halo effect, which is kind of a glow that again helps to separate the subject from the background.
Does that help like get rid of shadows too?
It will also, depending on what shadows have been cast by the key, it also will serve as some sort of fill potentially, depending, especially in the space that we have with the short depth. Yes, our backlights end up also being a fill to some degree. And then the background light does what then?
Controls what light hits the background.
Right, the background. Okay, so a lot of students confuse backlight and background light. Okay, so background light clearly shoots the background. Those are your 4 essentially points of your 4-point lighting system. Okay, those are Fresnel lights. Those are spotlights. They're used as key lights. Okay, that's your Fresnel. All right. What type of lights might we use for a fill light? The fluorescents. Okay, right there. We also might use a scoop as well. We have a blue scoop. Now it's not really facing anything, but we use that. So we have the black wrap. We have a pair of scissors. And we have clothespins. All right. You can use these 3 tools to turn the hybrid light into a spotlight for backlights, but then use it as a more of a floodlight with some gels on it for a background light. Okay, you can use it either way. Gels you can find either on top of that cabinet to be used for background lights, or the 3rd drawer, it'll say lighting expendables, you can use them in there. So we have all kinds of colored gels to create mood, to create setting, which would be your background light.